Senior national correspondent Rich Edson at the White House for us this morning. Hey, Rich.
Hey, good morning, Kevin. Well, the president's picking up right on that. He's lauding the crime crackdown here in Washington, D.C., is threatening to send it to Chicago and other places. He just posted, quote, "Wow, Mayor Muriel Bowser of D.C. has become very popular because she's worked with me and my great people in bringing crime down to virtually nothing in D.C. Her statements and actions were positive instead of others like Pritzker, Westmore, Newsom, and the 5% approval rated mayor of Chicago, who spend all their time trying to justify violent crime." The president's police surge in the nation's capital is just into its fourth week. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser says even she appreciates the federal assistance, though she says she does oppose the increase in ICE and National Guard presence. The D.C. government reports a 44% drop in violent crime during the federal surge compared to the same stretch last year. The president highlighted reports of several murders in Chicago last week and says he'll surge federal law enforcement next to Chicago if Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker fails to get crime under control there. Pritzker says he'd welcome more federal police like the FBI or ATF, but not the National Guard. And he says the president is obsessed with Democratic cities.
Chicago apparently is living rent-free in his head, even though on other days he'll talk about Baltimore, he'll talk about New York. Notice he never talks about where the most violent crime is occurring, which is in red states. Illinois is not even in the bottom half of states in terms of violent crime.
Now, Republicans have countered that many of those cities in red states are run by Democrats. Kevin, back to you.
Rich Edson for us on the North Lawn. Rich, thank you.
Let's bring in now Congressman Buddy Carter, Republican of Georgia, who joins me now. Thank you so much for coming on to talk to us on this Labor Day. Thank you.
Thank you.
First, I want to talk about crime in Washington, D.C., because since the president has federalized the law enforcement there and deployed the National Guard, we've seen a number of arrests and crime is down, which is an example of how this actually works. First of all, let me ask you, what do you believe about the president's plans to federalize these cities?
Well, I applaud the president for what he's doing. Let me tell you, I was at Union Station yesterday. It was so nice to be able to walk through Union Station without being harassed, without seeing all the trash and everything on the around Union Station. It was such a nice thing to be able to experience. And did we need it in Washington, D.C.? Absolutely, we needed it. Yeah. Remember, this is where 2 embassy workers were killed earlier this year. This is where an intern was shot and killed earlier this year. This is where a member of the administration was mugged and brutally beaten this year. And now the president has gone out and he's cleaned up these streets. And thank goodness he's done that in our nation's capital, which, by the way,